write so in the comments and I'll give you guys some more time. I'm sweating. Okay, so found some gum. This is Orbit gum. You guys know that I don't really like Orbit gum. Who knows? 10 points for Gryffindor, whoever knows. What are my favorite? What are the best gum brands? Alright, let me look at my notes. My stories. Okay, so the first one is a very funny story. So, when I was in the mountains, or the Poconos, with Tony's family, they do have a mountain house. A lot of people in Philly will have like a shore house, which is like another vacation home at the New Jersey shore, whatever shore point. Some people have a Pocono house or a mountain house, or they'll just go up there, rent a house. It's like the two different kind of weekend places we will go. Tony's family is very into like mountain stuff, so they have a mountain house. So we'll go up there sometimes, and we just party and have fun and whatever. So we were up there one weekend and we were drinking and we went out. We were like in their garage, like they have a big like storage garage, and we were in the garage, and I was like drunk at that point, and I was just being my silly self. When I drink, I'm definitely super like outgoing and loud and crazy and fun. So I saw these boots on the wall hanging, and I was like, no, for no reason at all. I was just like, I want to try those boots on. And Tony wasn't out there. It was just me and his parents and his aunt, I think. And she was like, yeah, they're Tony's. So I was like, oh yeah, I have to try these boots on. They're gorgeous, because like I thought it was funny because they were like these fishing waders, these tall ass fishing waders. They were hanging up on the wall, and I took my shoes off. I had socks on, and I put the boots on, and I was like wearing them, like prancing around, like trying to be funny. And I was like, what's in here? I was like, there's like a sock like in this boot, like somebody left a sock in here. And I took them off, and Tony's mom was like laughing at me, and she was like, I don't think that's a sock. And so I dumped the boots upside down, and what came out was like 6 baby mice. And I think at that point, I don't know, I guess they might have been dead, because like I was squishing them unbeknownst to me. And thank God that I was drinking, because I don't know if you guys remember that there was a mouse in my kitchen, and I saw it once and freaked out. Let alone I put my feet in boots with like 6 baby mice. The mom wasn't there, thankfully, so I didn't get like my foot bitten by a mouse. But yeah, I think I like inadvertently killed a group of tiny mice, and I was like, oh my god, like I ran and like took my socks off and like washed my hands and shit. And Tony's mom was laughing so hard that she like peed her pants. So that's like Tony's parents' favorite story to tell about me, just because it was just so random and so funny. So that is the mouse in the boot story. Alright, the next one, I've made a video about this before on my other channel. I don't know if I made the video here. Basically, when I was in college, I worked at Sephora for the first few years. Then I was over retail, so I switched to become a nanny, babysitting, which was great. Love it. Highly recommend. But at one point, I found myself nannying for this family for a couple weeks, and these kids were like said I was frustrated, and I was texting the twins, my best friends, and I went to text the twins, and I was like, these kids aren't listening to me, like, I don't know, like, it seems like they don't have, like, nobody disciplines them. Either there's no discipline here, or else they're just acting like this because I'm the babysitter. Like, I don't know if their parents don't discipline them, like, whatever. I accidentally sent this text to the children's mother. So I realized right away, and I was like, fuck. And I immediately, I'm a transparent queen, like, CEO of keeping it real. So I texted her back immediately, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like, I had a moment of frustration, like, I was texting my girlfriends, like, the boys were being difficult and wouldn't nap, and, I apologize, and we'll talk about this when you get home. She was an ER doctor, like, it's not like I could call her, she was busy. Other thing is, her husband worked from home sometimes, so he was home all the way upstairs in his office. So I was like, okay, let me just go talk to her husband, explain, because I would rather, like, address things head on. I don't like things to, like, simmer. So I went to her husband, and I was like, yo, my man, I told him the situation. I was like, this is what happened, I texted your wife, and I just want to let you know, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect by it, and I didn't say anything disrespectful, I really didn't. It's not like I was like, these fucking little kids, like, they're awful, I'm gonna throw them out of the window, which, people's kids' own moms say that about them sometimes, because they're so difficult. So I told him what happened, I apologized, I said, I'd really like to talk to your wife when she gets home. He was like, fine, okay. So I, like, continued to do, like, I think I was, like, doing their laundry or something, all nervous, and he would, like, went and took a phone call outside, and I was like, oh boy. And he comes back in, and he was like, it was, like, early in the day, like, I wasn't supposed to leave for another few hours. He was like, you're good, like, you can go home. And I was like, okay. And he paid me like a little extra, and I was like, uh-oh. So I get home, the mom still never called me, and I knew, like, she was done work. So I texted her again. I said, hey, like, would we be able to chat on the phone? Like, I just really would like to explain myself, and, whatever. And she texted me back, and she was like, basically, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was like, no, like, no need to talk on the phone, like, you're fired, like, you're not working for us anymore. And I just remember, I just cried as soon as I got that text, because I was having a very difficult time at that point. It was like after I graduated college, and at first I was looking for jobs for like months, and then I got a job, quit after 3 days because it was horrible, which is another story. And then I was like, this is scary, like, I'm just gonna nanny for a little while and, like, stack bread, and then, like, find a job, like a real corporate job, in a few months when I'm less stressed and my mental health is better. And then I got this job as a nanny, and then I got fired after 1 week. So that was really hard, and I think to this day, like, I will stand up for myself. That was ridiculous. She has thick brass, and all the other moms I've babysat for would have nothing but great things to say about me. Like, I even was babysitting for this one woman who was like a newer, like, client, I guess, of mine, and she told me that her daughter had, I don't know the word, but issues with, like, walking and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe she didn't tell me. Basically, the baby was, like, walking, and I was walking, right with the baby, but I wasn't, I guess, like, holding on to her for dear life, and the baby took a tumble down the stairs, and I was like, this was, like, within the first, like, couple times that I babysat her, maybe, like, the third time, and I was like, oh my god, like, the child just tumbled down the stairs, like, Jesus, I'm going to hell, like, oh my god. She was okay. It was only a few stairs. But as soon as it happened, of course, I tended to the baby. I took the baby upstairs. I'd make sure she's not bleeding, doesn't have a bump. I gave her was so appreciative. So, you know, I've told the other mothers that I babysat, like, about this story, what happened, and I was fired, and they're like, oh, that's ridiculous, like, blah, blah, blah. So, that happened. So, that's my babysitting story. What else? Okay. Another babysitting story is I started babysitting when I was like 12. Like, I went to this, which is crazy because, like, 12-year-olds should be getting babysat. Like, you don't babysit when you're 12, but, like, I don't know. So, I went to this, like, course, this, like, babysitter certification course when I was 12. I got my certification. And at first, I would babysit this kid. I think he was, like, 5. And I would be, like, a assistant babysitter to my sister while she was babysitting a few times. And then once we were comfortable with that, then his mom let me babysit him alone, just probably a couple hours, like 2-3 hours while they went to dinner. Nothing crazy, but, like, shout out to this woman, because I would never leave my children with a 12-year-old. And we were watching a movie, everything was fine. I can't even believe I was 12. And then I, like, took the dog out or whatever to let the dog go to the bathroom, and the dog, like, got out. Like, the dog left the house and, like, started running down the street, and I'm sitting there 12 years old, like, oh no, like, I don't want to leave the child alone in the house. Like, I'm here babysitting, that's not responsible, but, like, I need to go get this dog. Like, I can't have their dog run away. I don't even know. Number one, I have, like, a huge fear of dogs. It was huge. The dog was big, and my fear. And I don't know the dog's name. So I'm, like, running down the street, like, trying not to run after the dog, because, you know, if you run after dogs, sometimes they run away. Like, they think it's like a game, like, you're chasing them. So I'm, like, power walking, trying to get this dog. And finally got the dog, like, half a block down the road, and, like, just grabbed it by the collar and was, like, walking inside, and let the dog back inside. And the child never knew, and I don't think I ever told the parents. But I was so scared and so upset that I did that. And I was like, oh my god, like, I get my first chance to babysit, and, like, I lose their family dog. So, yeah. Okay, next story is actually something that happened today. So random. So, Tony works in the city, like Center City, and I've been working from home, because I have an office job and it's COVID. And so, Tony goes to work really early, so it's like 9:30 this morning, and he, I guess, worked for a little bit and then finished up at that job site because he's a carpenter. And then he went back to his car and he called me, and I didn't answer, and then he called me again and I didn't answer, and then I called him back, and he was like, my car got towed. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, and he goes, and my debit card was stolen yesterday, so I don't even have a credit card to go pick my car up. Like, I don't know, like, and he's also like, also I have all my tools, and when I say all his tools, I'm talking a toolbox that is literally 4.5 feet tall and, like, it is what it is. Like, I just fucked myself over now, and I'm sitting outside in my pajamas for an hour while I'm waiting for you to get home, about to pee on my deck. So you just have to like put things into perspective when shit like that happens. Alright guys, I'll tell one more story, and then if you guys like this video concept with a bunch of mini stories, just give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Watch this video 100 times so it goes to number 1 of my 10, and then I'll do another one. Okay, so the last one is, so you know, when you're in college, you of course have to have internships usually to fulfill your major. So I went to go get an internship when I was in my sophomore year of college. I was about to say 10th grade. I was in my sophomore year of college, and I was applying to internships in New York City because my sister had actually done that, and I always confused because my sister and one of the twins both interned. One of them interned at 17 magazine, one of them interned at Marie Claire. I'm pretty sure Gina, my sister, interned at 17 magazine, because I remember she said like Kendall and Kylie like came in there because at the time they were teenagers, and like Jonathan Chebin or whatever his last name is and stuff. So I applied for places in New York, and I ended up getting an internship, which was exciting because it was still my sophomore year, and so it's still considered a little bit early to get one. And it was at this online magazine that I forget the name of, but it was in New York, and it was going to be, I think, just 2 days a week. So I can like go to New York City from Philly. Like, you can either drive, which I would not ever do. I would never drive to Manhattan, but I would drive to Jersey and take the train in from Jersey. Sorry, I'm like hearing things. My friend's on her way, and I was wondering if she walked in. But so I did get it, and yeah, you can drive to New York or take the train. It's like 2 hours. It's gonna be a while, but it's doable. You just get up early. So if you're doing it like 2 days a week, it's fine. Which I actually had a job interview for a job in New York City, and I thought I was gonna work in New York City like 5 days a week and live in Philly, which is just batshit insane. That's way, oh my god, I would have died. But so yeah, I got this internship. It was while I was working at Sephora. I remember I was so nervous to tell them that I had to like cut back on my hours. So I got the internship. I was so excited because I was like, this is like fashion. It's an online magazine. Like, I'm pumped up. This is great. I'm gonna be Carrie Bradshaw. I'm gonna be in Manhattan in the summer. And I remember like the internship was supposed to start in the summer, right? And I remember it was Memorial Day weekend, or like before then, like I hadn't checked in, or like not that I hadn't checked in, but I hadn't been checked in on or like heard anything from the hiring manager in like a few weeks, because you get the internship in like January and then you don't start it until like May. So I hadn't heard anything. I was a little worried, and then like Memorial Day came around, and like I emailed her, and like she didn't answer back or something, and then I was like more worried, but I was still gonna like show up on my first day like at 9 a.m. like I was supposed to, and I wasn't really thinking too much into it. So I go to the train station, which I drive like 40 minutes to the train station in Jersey, and I was in the bathroom, in the disgusting train station bathroom, peeing before I got on the train. I was all ready to go in my cute little outfit. Like, my mom took me to like Macy's and like bought me a new Vince Camuto bag so I could be like fashionable, and bought me some like outfits and stuff that were cute and like corporate, because like I didn't have any of that in college. Like, all you have is like pajamas and like slutty like party clothes. So like I was all excited and like ready. I looked in my emails, and the lady who I was supposed to report to had sent an email that morning that said, "Hi Julia, like I'm so sorry, we're no longer having interns this summer," or whatever. And I just, in the stall in the bathroom, was like bawling my eyes out, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? Like, good thing I didn't actually get on the train. I could have got off at the next stop and then like got a ticket and got back on, but still, that would have been a pain in the balls. summer.